Hey, what's up, everybody? Common Sense Perspective here. I'm your host, CM, to bring you some common sense because there's a lot of bullshit out there going on. And so I'm trying to rein it all in and give you the common sense of it all. Anyhow, let's just get to it, alright? I'm going to preempt what I was going to originally put out there. I'll just push that till tomorrow. And I'm going to put this out there for today, and that is, was the Trump Harris debate rigged? All right. To me, I know that you guys probably seen it all over the news and all that right now, and about how there's been an affidavit on I guess some of the I guess things that were in place to be done on the debate stage. And so we'll get into that right now. So without further ado, before we do, subscribe, hit the bell icon. That way you can stay on top of daily updates on this stuff, as I like to talk about stuff and just kind of give you a common sense perspective of that. So with that, let's get into it. All right. So we all know there's been a lot of content out there. All right, talking about, was it biased? Was it rigged? All that stuff, right? I mean, it's all over the place. Um, but if you look at left wing media, they're not even talking about it, right? I go Yahoo News. This is pretty much like left wing media. I mean, really, they're not even talking about it. It's just funny how that is. They're talking about a lot of other things, but not even that. They pushed it all the way down. Let's see how far down we got to go. Kamala Harris, just one of her best polls of the year, right? Let's see here. Where is? Oh, the ABC finally addresses the MAGA affidavit claiming it helped Harris win the debate. So that's about halfway, almost 3/4 of the way down from all the stuff that was at the top. So what the hell has been going on? All right, well, this is what happened here. So there's been a bombshell claim by ABC Whistleblower. To me, there's merit to it, all right, because if you read the details of it, there's some merit to it, all right. Who says Harris got help in the debate, all right? Now, before we talk about that, to me, the biggest giveaway was that Lindsay Davis, that chick that was supposed to be the moderator on stage with the other dude, right? What's his name? David Muir or whatever. Um, she was the sorority sister of Kamala Harris at in her college days, right? To me, that's a giveaway. It's like, well, shit. If you already have someone that's like that, but now as a moderator, I mean, that's already kind of questionable. It's almost like when you're in a courtroom and they ask the jury, "Do you know this person?" or "Do you have it?" and then they say, "Yeah, you do." Well, then you kick them out, right? Because there's going to be some sort of bias already. And to me, when you have a sorority sister, someone that's a friend of Kamala, but you can't trust anybody on ABC because they're probably all friends with Kamala, that there's already going to be some funky business right there. And that's evident to me because I said it a few days ago, who's to say that she didn't give Kamala notes on what to expect and the questions to be asked at the debate? So this goes even deeper than that, though, all right? So the bombshell claims of the ABC whistleblower, all right? So again, um, what's fascinating about this is that this document is a sworn statement, all right, that was a sworn affidavit signed by a notary public the day before the debate. All right, the debate was on the 10th of September. This was signed and notarized on the 9th. All right, and it says that the network gave Harris questions ahead of time while agreeing to a series of other preconditions to give to the vice president, Harris, an advantage over Trump. And so some of the details of it, so this is like the copy of that affidavit, right? And they blacked out the name and all that stuff because, I mean, then you wouldn't be a whistleblower anymore, right? It would be a person that's going to be hunted because in general, people don't like whistleblowers. Um, I mean, heroically, they're cool, but then the people that they're targeting, they hate whistleblowers. They're going to go after them. It's always vindictiveness to that. Um, so also prohibited at the debate were inquiries about Harris' stint as California Attorney General. Um, they were also saying things like, um, not to ask about Joe Biden's health, right? And then not to ask about Harris's brother-in-law, Tony West. All right. And Tony West, I think, is tied up in like money laundering and all that. It's not very clear, but some deep stuff that I don't think even was on anybody's radar to even talk about or even bring up. But yet this was mentioned in it. So that's some deep stuff. That all right, man. They got some dirty business. This family is tied and corrupt. All right, so the document which describes containing a seal from the notary public that is not actually visible says it was written by the New York resident. I worked at ABC for News for over 10 years in various technical and administrative positions. It reads before stating that the staffer observed significant transformations in the nature, all right, of the news organization, which is true because they've, instead of becoming fair and unbiased, it's become skewed and slanted towards one side, which is the left. How did that change or why? I don't know. I think it might be a Disney thing, if you ask me. And a woke thing, a Disney thing, all that stuff. The Harris campaign received particular accommodations, including but not limited to the providing of a podium significantly smaller than Donald Trump and assurances regarding split-screen television views that would favorably impact Kamala Harris' appearance relative to Donald Trump. I mean, Donald Trump, I think he's like 6'2", 6'3". Kamala Harris is, an average woman height of 5'2", so of course you're going to want a smaller podium. That's fine, right? Still, these are stipulations that were put in unknowingly to Donald Trump. This is all negotiated behind his back. It was agreed that Donald Trump would be subjected to fact-checking during the debate while Kamala Harris would not face comparative scrutiny. She faced like zero fact-checking, right? This was widely known throughout the company that Donald Trump would be fact-checked. In fact, various people were assigned to fact-check observations it was perceived candidate Trump would make during the debate. In fact, Harris' campaign required assurances that Donald Trump would be fact-checked. This was done via multiple communications, and Trump was not included in the negotiations. To my understanding, any rules, negotiations, and conversations pertaining to the debate would have had both Trump and Harris' campaign involved. The Harris campaign had numerous more calls regarding debate rules without the Trump campaign aware on the call. Harris campaign were provided with sample questions that, while not exact questions, covered similar topics that would appear during the debate. Sorority sister probably provided it, all right, unknowing to this guy. So, document also cites a promise that the candidates would be held to firm discussions regarding proposed policy stands, that the debate would not deteriorate into an ad campaign where candidates would just simply make blanket statements without, well, isn't that what Kamala does, though? She makes these blanket statements. She doesn't really answer the questions. She makes blanket statements all the time. That's why they always say she's word salad. That's all she does is word salad. That's exactly what she does. The end of the sentence is redacted along with several others. Next session offers purported insight into the political landscape of ABC. All right, they talked about David Muir and Lindsey Davis, as well as C-suite staffers at the station and connected companies. All right, so they talked about, yeah, here's some of the other restrictions here. No questions regarding the perceived health of Joe Biden. Her time as Attorney General in San Francisco. No questions about Tony West, who faces allegations of embezzling billions of dollars in taxpayer funds. That's the dirty part I'm talking about right there. Internal organizational climate. There is a pronounced bias against Donald Trump within the ABC News. Employees expressing favorable views will have experienced significant concern about potential retribution. So, this is some deep stuff here, right? And then on this thing, it was notarized on the 9th, the day before the debate. Alright? And in addition to it, I've sent a certified letter to myself, postmarked the 9th, which will remain unopened for future investigations. I also dispatched the Federal Express package containing this, and it will be delivered to my residence on September 10th, which will remain unopened for that, okay? Furthermore, I sent a certified letter to Speaker Mike Johnson on the 9th to establish a record that the correspondence was sent before the debate. And I secretly recorded several conversations that would prove that Harris' campaign insisted upon. Whoa, man, that's a hot item right there. And we're not to be asked under any circumstances, or else the Harris campaign would decline to participate in the debate. Fuck that. Alright, so that's the details of this whole thing, alright, and that's what kind of just blew this debate wide open about how much of the rigged setup this thing was. The black insurrectionists is what helped push this posting to be put out there. This is the black insurrectionist is not the whistleblower, because obviously you're giving away your name, but that's not the whistleblower. He's the one that pushed the person to post it, which it was posted on X. All right. To me, I think there's a lot to this, as in, when there's smoke, there's fire. I say that all the time. When there's smoke, there is fire to this thing, and I think you could tell the debate was rigged and stacked against his favor, against Trump, and yeah, it's just crazy how it was so obvious. You could just see it as it was presented. I was saying it to myself even before looking at all the other reactions of others out there, and to have it stacked in her favor, but still, to come out and perform just average, right? Because she didn't really knock it out of the park herself. You know what I mean? Like the stuff she talked about, it's like, whatever, right? Like it was just continuous word salad, maybe slight proposals and stuff, but not into specific details. And she has to practice with the script all the time, because as you saw in that one-on-one interview that she did a few days ago, you could tell that she cannot come up with anything with her pea brain without reading or studying or something to that extent. So in essence, she, even though it's rigged and the cards are stacked against Trump, she didn't really come out overpowering over Trump or nothing. That's how much you could tell that she really sucks. Alright? And that is just cause that she will be terrible for America. So, to me, this is evidence, and I believe that this is real. I don't think it's fake, especially if it's a prepared and signed and notarized affidavit that was delivered, sent out and delivered the day before the debate. It wasn't like it came out after the debate. It came out before. It came, you know, I guess you could ask Mike Johnson, did he receive that letter to confirm it? But now on top of that, I guess there's some feedback now because people, or ABC has responded to it. All right. Let me see here. What they said about that. So we all know what happened now, all right? It's all over the place. ABC, let's see if they respond to the allegations. Allegations, all right? Let's see here. Let me see here. Whoop. Let's try to see what's the newest. Allegations are credible. ABC. Yeah, I believe they are credible. Very credible. You know? Megyn Kelly reacts to alleged whistleblowers Bombshell ABC debate claims. Yeah, I believe it. Why would it not be credible? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just tell everything about it was a setup. And it wasn't in the favor of Trump at all. So, all right, let me see the headlines here now because I don't see it. ABC finally, here, let's look at this here. So ABC finally addresses a MAGA affidavit claiming to help Harris win the debate. All right, so ABC News has insisted that no topics, questions were shared with Kamala or Donald Trump. Of course they weren't shared with Donald Trump. Why? It's ABC. They're left. The claims were made in a document which has become a viral sensation among MAGA influencers. The document was first published Sunday by X account. Okay. Name of the person that the document is obscured. Well, yeah, because they're a whistleblower. They're protecting themselves. The allegations that include the Harris team negotiate specific camera angles to portray her favorably. All this other. All right, so we already know the details. I was wondering what ABC says. ABC News followed the debate rules that both campaigns are okay, whatever. Okay, so this is the statement they said. They did not address any of the specific allegations. ABC News followed the debate rules that both campaigns agreed on, which clearly state no topics or questions would be shared in advance. The alleged whistleblowers' claims have received support and online bolstering from right-wing figures. Well, it's not about right-wing, left-wing. Well, it is, but to me, I think we got to stop with this, unfairness that's happening with Trump, because that's what it is. Yeah, so ABC didn't really do anything. ABC has denied the Daily Beast last week that Harris was given questions ahead of the debate. I bet you she got some from the sorority sister, dude. That's the thing. I think she got it. All right, because she got some hints from Lindsay Davis. I mean, there's no way around it. They're friends. All right, and so yeah, so this is stupid because they just deny it, but not really address it specifically on anything whatsoever. I think there's some facts and truth to it, and plus the timing of it. If it came after the debate, okay, fine, whatever, right? But this came before the debate, and so when you look at the questions that were asked, the way that they were literally putting Trump in the corner with all the fact checking and all these statements that were made by the so-called moderators, it wasn't fair. All right, and they try to make Trump look bad. All right, and that's what happened there. So that's the latest here. I just want to share this with you guys. Let me know what you think. All right, I think this is a fact. All right, it's the truth. It's the fact, and it just shows how just janky and screwed up the Democratic Progressive Liberal Party is. They're just constantly full of cheating, try to one up everything. I mean, everything about them is all bad. I just don't see how you want to continue to support a party that's just been all bad all along, all this time, especially with the policies of what's been going on, to all this crap they've been doing for Kamala. They booted Joe Biden. Like, you could questionably say unceremoniously because, they didn't even do an official primary to replace him. They should have just done a primary at first. And if Biden wins it fairly, okay, cool. If he didn't win it fairly because someone else is better fit to step up, then they could have done that during the primary for Democrats, but not force him out by threats and then he anoints Kamala. So they handed him the keys. He's brainless, can't do it. So he passes off the keys and the baton to Kamala, who's trash, and got it without a single vote. And then they keep continuing to, slant the media and favor towards her, and all this cheating and all this other crap, hiding her, all this stuff they've been doing with her all this time. Don't you guys see what's happening now? You guys got to wake up. Common sense here. All right, that Democrats suck ass. All right, so wake up, people. Use the common sense. All right, the noodle in your head. All right, so that's the latest I wanted to share with you guys. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Subscribe. Hit the bell icon. That way you can stay on top of daily content. Other than that, I just want to say thank you, and I'll see you next one.